Have you ever came across this term, or do you know what it's all about? If you don't, then I guess this is the perfect video for you to understand it in simple terms. So, let's begin. Java is a popular third-generation programming language, which can be used to do any of the thousands of things that computer software can do. Java plays an important role in the proper functioning of many software-based devices attached to a network. The kind of functionality Java offers has contributed a lot to the popularity of Java. In this video, we are going to discuss in brief about the following: principles of object-oriented programming, JVM and bytecode, inputs in Java, mathematical library functions, conditional constructs in Java, elementary concepts of class, value and data types, operators in Java, iterative constructs in Java. Principles of object-oriented programming. These are the four main principles of the object-oriented programming paradigm. Understanding them is essential to becoming a successful programmer. Encapsulation is a process of wrapping code and data together into a single unit. Inheritance is a mechanism in which one object acquires all the states and behaviors of a parent object. Abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details and showing only functionality to the user. Polymorphism is the ability of an object to take on many forms. Java bytecode is the language to which Java's source is compiled and the Java virtual machine understands. Unlike compiled languages that have to be specifically compiled for each different type of computer, a Java program only needs to be converted to bytecode once, after which it can run on any platform for which a Java virtual machine exists. Bytecode is the compiled format for Java programs. Once a Java program has been converted to bytecode, it can be transferred across a network and executed by Java Virtual Machine, JVM. Bytecode files generally have a .class extension. It is not normally necessary for a Java programmer to know bytecode, but it can be useful. The two types of variables used in Java are local variables, which are declared within methods, and instance variable, which are declared anywhere within a class. You can pause the video and can take a look at the default values of some of the variables from the chart given at the top right corner. Introduction to packages. Packages are Java's way of grouping a number of related classes and interfaces together into a single unit. It is also important to know that there are three kinds of program errors, which are syntax error, semantic error, and logical error. The java.lang.math contains a set of basic math functions for obtaining the absolute value, highest and lowest of two values, rounding of values, random values, etc. These basic math functions of the Java math class will be covered in the following sections. 1. The math.abs function returns the absolute value of the parameter passed to it. 2. The math.sale function rounds a floating point value up to the nearest integer value. 3. The math.floor function rounds a floating point value down to the nearest integer value. 4. The math.min method returns the smallest of two values passed to it as parameter. 5. The math.max method returns the largest of two values passed to it as parameter. 6. The math.round method rounds a float or double to the nearest integer. 7. The math.pow function takes two parameters. The method returns the value of the first parameter raised to the power of the second parameter. The conditional statement allows choosing the set of instructions for execution, depending upon an expression's truth value. Java provides two types of conditional statement, 1, if, and 2, switch. The if statement checks whether the condition is fulfilled or not and executes accordingly, while a switch statement allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. A class is a blueprint or template for its objects. It is simply a representation of similar types of objects. It is also termed as Object Factory. Object is a fundamental unit of object-oriented programming. They are referred to as entities. Objects are categorized in two ways. 1. Real-world objects. 2. Software objects. An object is also called an instance of a class. Data types specify the different sizes and values that can be stored in a variable. There are two types of data types in Java. 1. Primitive data type. 2. Non-primitive data types. There are 8 types of primitive data types. You can pause the video and can take a closer look at them, as well as at the chart given aside. Operators are used to performing operations on variables and values. In the example below, we use the plus operator to add together two values. Example, int x equals 100 plus 50. Java divides the operators into the following groups. 1. Arithmetic operators. 2. Assignment operators. 3. Comparison operators. 4. Logical operators. 5. Bitwise operators. The iteration statement allows a set of instructions to be performed repeatedly until a certain condition is fulfilled. The iteration statement are also called loops or looping statements. Java provides 3 kinds of loops: for loop, while loop, and do-while loop. Elements that control a loop: 1. Initialization expression. 2. Test expression. 3. Update expressions. 4. The body of the loop. Java has significant advantages not only as a commercial language, but also as a teaching language. It allows students to learn object-oriented programming without exposing them to the complexity of C++. Java might well be a language that most computer science departments could agree to use as an introductory language. If so, we'll all benefit from once again having a single dominant language in CS1. That's the end of my computer video presentation. Thanks a lot for watching this video up here. I hope you really enjoyed it and also at the same time gained some knowledge.